Okay, the time is now 5:39, and I'm going to call to order the September 16th meeting of the Norwalk Board of Police Commissioners. We have a quorum with Commissioner Palladino, Commissioner Lopez, Commissioner Collier-Clemens, Commissioner Sumter, and Mayor Rilling. The first item on the agenda is public comment. Do we have anybody wishing to address the commission?
Mayor, the first item is approval of the minutes.
What do you think I said? First item is approval of the minutes of August 19th. Do I have a motion? I did that last month too, didn't I?
Yes.
I did, because it's way up on top. Okay.
It's because it's reversed from traffic authority.
There you go. So Commissioner Collier-Clemens moves the minutes. Do we have any comment, discussion, corrections, deletion, or omissions?
I have corrections on page 2 and page 3.
Okay.
Okay, on page 2, paragraph 1, line 1, the 5th word, there should be an apostrophe for victim's life.
Okay.
Okay, paragraph 2, line 1, women should be woman. And
okay.
the same change should be made on line 3, from women to woman.
Okay.
On paragraph 6, line 2, the 8th word, one of those, that needs to be removed.
Okay.
On page 3, paragraph 1, line 2, the 7th word that is seen should be 7.
Yep.
And paragraph 2, line 5, where Chief Walsh said yes, there should be a period and the next word should be capitalized they.
Okay.
In paragraph 3, under community affairs, Hartford is misspelled. It should be HARTFORD.
Okay.
And those are all that I have.
Any other corrections or deletions, omissions? Seeing none, all in favor of the minutes as corrected?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Now that brings us to public comment. Is there anybody wishing to address the police commission? I guess that means no. So that brings us to recognition, August Officer of the Month, Chief.
Yes, Mayor, we have two incidents or two causes this year to be recognized, two groups of officers for August 2024. Honored to announce that Officer Stephen Green and Officer Philippe Taborda have been named August 2024 Officer of the Month. Both officers were recognized for their response in providing life-saving CPR to a gentleman who had collapsed into cardiac arrest on East Rocks Road on August 21st, 2024. On that day, Officer Philippe Taborda was driving to headquarters when he heard via the police radio that a male had collapsed and civilians were administering CPR. As he was close, he rerouted to assist. Officer Stephen Green was also dispatched to the scene. Upon Officer Taborda's arrival, he observed two civilians, Gabriel Suarez and Amelia Engrand, a nurse, administering CPR. Officer Taborda immediately began chest compressions, taking over for the civilians. Officer Green arrived shortly thereafter and also assisted with CPR and chest compressions. Due to their life-saving efforts, the party made a full recovery. Quick and coordinated efforts of Officers Philippe Taborda and Officer Stephen Green, along with the civilians Gabriel Suarez and Amelia Engrand, were crucial in saving the life of the gentleman who collapsed. Their teamwork and efforts should be recognized and are commendable. For their selfless reasons, Officer Philippe Taborda and Officer Stephen Green were named August 2024 Officer of the Month. Civilians Gabriel and Suarez and Amanda Engran will be recognized with the Civilian Recognition Awards. We weren't able to get a hold of them for this meeting. We had problems in contacting them, but we are going to recognize them during a little meeting here at headquarters.
Thank you. I think that's totally appropriate, and the wonderful job by the officers, Officer Green and Officer Taborda, who rerouted. It just goes to show that the training and the experience that the police department has, the police officers, comes into play at many, many different times for many, many different reasons. And we're always impressed with how they always rise to the occasion and bring to a successful conclusion all of the things which they encounter. So kudos to all of them. Commissioners?
I too want to definitely commend them for such a coordination. You know, you can see on the one hand where Officer Taborda immediately, as it stated, began chest compressions, and then Officer Green took over, and it's almost like a coordinated, like a playbook, because it started with the civilians and led up to Officer Taborda, and then Green took over. And I think that it's such coordination has to be commended, and so it's a wonderful job done.
Yes, and I also want to commend the civilians, Suarez and Grand, for their immediate, prompt into action, because without any of those there, I'm not sure we would have the same outcome. And each one of them provided a necessary piece in his remaining with us. So thank you so much to them for not thinking about it a second and just jumping into action.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to commend both the civilians and the police officers. And as you stated, Mayor Rilling, the department is very impressive, and I continually am impressed every time I see what happens with our police department. It's amazing.
And you experienced it firsthand.
I certainly did.
I hope you are feeling better, I imagine.
I much better, thank you.
Good.
Glad to
As-
hear that.
as
And I
the-
also would like to commend the officers for a job well done again. And to think that the officer was on his way into the police station and to be able to turn around on a dime like that, hearing what he heard on his control box, I thought that was really, really good. And then, as it has been said, for the civilians who were there to move over, including, I believe, one who was a nurse.
Yep.
Yeah, to be able to move over and let the policemen take over shows me that we have a city again that knows how to work together, and the police who goes above and beyond their call of duty.
Do we know anything about the gentleman at all? Just out of curiosity.
He said he made a full recovery.
Yes, he has made a recovery. Yes.
I just wasn't sure if we heard back from him and so forth. That's good.
Oh, we will,
Great.
if we
Yeah.
haven't.
Very nice.
And the second recognition for August, it's going to be the Norwalk Police Traffic Unit, led by Sergeant Police Officer David Nieves, Officer Chris Wazalewski, Officer Paul Wargo, and Officer Taylor Equi of the community, and the commanding officer, of course, Sergeant Sal Calise, have been named August 2024 Co-Officers of the Month. They were named August 2 Officers of the Month for their collective efforts in traffic enforcement and back-to-school traffic safety. As a unit, these officers participated in Operation Back to School Slowdown Days. This operation took place the week before the start of school to stress the safety of traffic laws in and around school zones. These officers focus on speeding, stop signs, violations, and aggressive driving. I would also like to mention, as a traffic unit, they finished the month of August with 1,135 traffic stops throughout the city of Norwalk. As you can see, it's broken down with speeding, the summons, infractions, written warnings, and verbal warnings, stop signs, the other violations given. Due to their professional and dedicated work committed to the safety of our school population, I have named members of our traffic unit August 2024 Officers of the Month for their outstanding hard work and dedication to keeping the city of Norwalk kids safe on our city streets and school zones.
You know, it's really, I think everybody riding around streets of any community have seen that sometimes people are not responsible when it comes to driving, with going through red lights, with speeding, going through stop signs, tailgating, and other things. I think our traffic unit is doing a remarkable job, and thank you to Sergeant Calise, who I've known for many, many years, and certainly thanks to the other officers. You know, traffic enforcement is not the most exciting thing, and sometimes it can get people quite upset. And it's a challenge, but looking at the numbers, it just shows that hopefully with some enforcement like this, we'll get people to see that the police are out there working and stopping them and encouraging them to slow down and to drive responsibly. So really thank you to all the officers who are involved in the traffic unit. I think the traffic unit is doing a remarkable job.
I think they are too. And this is an excellent job that they did for August. From the time school is out in June to the time it begins in August, people are really careless and they really don't think about the children. And a lot of them who don't have children are not aware that school has started. And they still are, you know, driving in their careless, thoughtless manner. And I just applaud the whole unit. You cannot imagine how many lives may have been saved, and the children, because we hear of these accidents in other states and other cities of you know, careless drivers. This is just as important as saving one life, but you don't know how many lives they have saved with these infractions that were given and the written warning. So thank you for a job well done.
Again, thank you for a job well done. And you guys are really, as a department, the police department, you just continue to do good work. And I like that idea of how you, before something actually happens with regard to school opening, that you're on the job and behind the buses or whatever, but just doing a great job and keeping the children safe. Sure, that makes the parents very happy just to see the kind of work that you guys do. So I just want to commend you and commend the police department of Norwalk.
Yeah, I'd also like to thank the traffic department and Sergeant Calise, who I also know for many years. True professional and job well done, keeping Norwalk safe and keeping our roads safe for our children. Thank you.
I too, of course, want to express my thanks to the Norwalk Police Traffic Unit and Sergeant Calise as well. And I think it was a tremendous job, especially where Chief makes reference to their professionalism, you know, due to their professional and dedicated work. That's important because it also sets the tone and ensures that people understand why they're being pulled over. They're just not being harassed. And that's an aspect of your job that's difficult. And I can't imagine it. Thank you.
You know, and under the category, you can't write stuff like this. Years ago, when I was a deputy chief, we were doing the annual slowdown days. And I got a call from somebody who knows me. And he said, "Oh, my son just got a speeding ticket. Is there anything you can do?" And I'm like, "You know, we're having slowdown days." He goes, "I know. He was en route to put up a sign." I'm like, he's putting up a sign for slowdown days and he gets caught speeding. I'm like, okay, well, let's move on from that
There's
one.
something wrong with that picture.
All right, Chief.
Yes, the next recognition on Sunday, August 25th, 2024, an elderly gentleman parked his vehicle at the Rowan Point Club to enjoy the beautiful summer weather. As he was moving his vehicle, he accidentally hit the accelerator pedal instead of the brake pedal, forcing his vehicle through the fence and into Long Island Sound. When the vehicle began to sink, 3 civilians sprang into action to enter the water to save the operator. And Mr. Jack Butcher, John Kelly, and Steve Shareffs did not hesitate, entered the water, swam to the car, and were able to work together to get the door open and remove the gentleman. Norwalk EMS responded along Norwalk Fire and Police Rescue, provided care to the gentleman, and removed the vehicle, which eventually submerged past the windows. If not for the actions Mr. Butcher, Mr. Kelly, Mr. Kelly, and Mr. Shareffs in rescuing the gentleman from the car that was rapidly sinking, we would have had a different outcome and a very tragic loss of life. For their heroic life-saving actions on August 25th, 2024, I am recommending a City of Norwalk Civilian Recognition Award. Mayor Rilling, Steve Shreff is on with us today. Mr. Butcher and Mr. Kelly couldn't make it. We will be making an arrangement to have them at headquarters to give them their recognition awards.
So that must be Mr. Sheriff under the title of Chief Walsh.
Yeah,
Mr. Sheriff,
you're my link.
thank you for what you've done. It's always gratifying to see people get involved to help somebody else. Oftentimes people turn the other way, don't want to get involved. What you and the other two gentlemen did was remarkable, and thank you so much. Would you like to make some comments?
Well, I guess, thanks, Mayor. Really appreciate the recognition, and it's really an honor and greatly appreciated. I guess first and foremost, I'm really happy to hear that the elderly gentleman whose car ended up in the water, it sounds like he's doing fine. So that's great. That's great to hear. Again, I was part of the group that assisted him, and there were others, obviously, that are not on the Zoom that played probably a more important or very important role. So would like to thank and recognize them, and glad to hear that they're going to be by the police office, it sounds like, to get their recognition. And then just incredibly I guess impressed by the the first responders that were involved as well. Hearing some of the other recognitions before this one, great to hear. And Chief Walsh and his team do it, every day, but great to hear the recognition that the police officers are doing and the wonderful job that they're doing for our community. And it's greatly appreciated and recognized by us, and want to give them a strong recognition there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners?
Thank you, Mr. Sheriff, for your heroic action. Really do appreciate that, of course, with Mr. Butcher and Kelly, and the outcome was for sure favorable, and we thank you for that.
Yes, this is another example of the community and the police and the first responders working together. We're all in this together, and we need each other. And I'm so thankful that you and Mr. Butcher and Kelly were there to help this gentleman, and it all turned out well. Thank you so much.
Again, thank you for your great work, Mr. Sheriff, as well as those who are not online. Once again, it's a job well done and work that's well done within the city of Norwalk. And we always thank the police for the job that they do. But to have a civilian also who just was there, I can only imagine how someone try to put on the brakes and hit the accelerator. Those are things oftentimes you see on television or you hear about, but here you are in person, was there to help a man like that in a position where he really could not help himself. Just want to commend you again for a job well done.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Sharif, and the other gentlemen who are not here. I'm sure there's nothing that could be more gratifying than to help save somebody, and I appreciate everything that you did and the other gentleman did. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Great. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is operations report. Deputy Chief Blake.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. For August, we had 181 sworn personnel. There are currently 2 patrol vacancies. There's 181 sick days used. We had 2 officers out on non-work related long-term injuries. 64 workman's compensation days were used, with 3 officers on long-term injury. and one officer was on admin leave during that time and has since retired. Correction. In August, there was two officers on admin leave. One had retired, and we currently have one officer on admin leave. For Detective Bureau, 35 cases they opened in August. That included extradition by warrant of a suspect charged with burglary, larceny, credit card, illegally receiving credit card, and identity theft. Suspect was also arrested for burglary and illegal use of credit card, larceny first as well. Special Services, excuse me, opened 39 cases. They executed a search warrant at Zaza Smoke Shop in Westport Ave, found illegal THC products, and one arrest was made. Executed a search warrant at Coachella Liquor on Ely Avenue, seized cocaine and gambling machines. 2 arrests were made, and that location was shut down by the State Liquor Commission indefinitely. They also located and arrested a suspect wanted by the Bridgeport Police Department for kidnapping and some other domestic violence related charges. Special Victims opened 16 cases during the month of August. They arrested an individual by warrant for risk of injury to a minor and assault third. They've obtained multiple arrest warrants regarding a long-term sexual assault investigation. The suspect in that case is currently incarcerated in New York, and they are working with authorities there to bring that individual back to Connecticut. School resource officers are back to school. As we know, school started in August, and we have 2 new SROs assigned to that program, and they're doing it well. The Marine Unit opened up 56 cases in the month of August. 10 persons were rescued, 3 boats towed, 12 boating violations. Key to those were they assisted, as we just mentioned, the car that had gone in the water in Rayton with the scuba team. And they also had a capsized boat with 4 individuals they came upon that were floating in severe distress, and were able to get them back in and rescue them. So it was great work by them. 199 total criminal arrests for the month, 8,074 calls per service, which again, 2nd platoon, which is the day shift, continues to be the busiest shift. As we move to our SE report, we had 2,311 car stops for the month of August compared to 1,199 from last year. And we're up to 9,526 stops for the year as compared to a total of 8,152 in 2023. So the productivity has been exceptional, as you've already heard from the chief. And then there is the comparisons for the our other investigations from 23 to 24 behind that SE report in your packets. By all means, if you have any questions, let me know.
Commissioners?
Deputy Chief, didn't want to interrupt you, but if I can go back, you kind of broke up or made a correction on staffing personnel, the 5th bullet, when you said 1 officer that retired in August, and I thought you said, well, correction, I thought maybe I misunderstood.
No, an officer that was on admin leave retired in August, and we still have 1 remaining on admin leave.
So we do have 1 remaining. That's the part that I was trying. You do have 1 remaining. Could you define that? Unpack that? Is that possible? You have 1 on administrative leave, so are you able to unpack that and define what that is?
The individual had been arrested, and they are currently on admin leave.
I'm talking about the one that's current right now?
That's correct, sir.
And he's on, I'm sorry.
Yes, the individual had been arrested on criminal charges that occurred off duty, and that individual remains on administrative leave.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any further comments or questions? Thank you, Deputy Chief. That brings us to Community Affairs. Deputy Chief Dinho.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners. For Community Police Services Division, in the month of August, they handled 631 calls for service, and we have a long list of major events that they took care of in the month of August. The Norwalk Night Out. There was a tree planting at Oyster Shell Park, Community Health Fair at the Italian American Police Car Show, the Backpack Drive in collaboration with the Word Alive Church, the Fun Run for Peace, Escort Back to Stu Leonard's, the Backpack Giveaway, the Meadow Gardens Day, the Reverend Prophet event, which was held at Raymond funeral home similar to our Norwalk Night Out event. We have Foxborough Condo Association meeting, the Hindu Thankfulness event at Norwalk Police Department, Growing Seeds Nursery School event, which was a stranger danger event for the children there, the Dream Ride Escort in Hartford in collaboration with the Connecticut State Police for ill children, the Kids Day at Ryan Park Backpack Drive. The unit also delivered additional backpack to some of the public schools here in Norwalk. There was an Ability Beyond Disability walk, and there was the Soundview Landing Condominium Association. And then just to touch back again on what the chief mentioned earlier, the traffic division for the 8 days of the back to school slowdown days, 722 motor vehicle stops on top of other motor vehicle stops for the month of August. As mentioned before, over 1,100 motor vehicle stops. There were 53 selective enforcement locations total for the month of August. The major ones were Ely Avenue, North Main Street, Calf Pasture Beach Road, Wilson Avenue, West Avenue, West Rocks, Winfield Street, Fort Point Street, East Avenue, and Newtown Road. And as every month, those are based on a combination of complaints and requests for service from our residents and from the analysis from UConn on traffic crash data. The behavioral health unit opened 47 cases, and 9 of those were referred from outside agencies. They addressed 46 of those cases, closed 27. 3 of them were self-initiated, and 35 were referred from inside the police department. And for the training division, the short training report is attached. There were 4 total subject areas for the month of August, attended by 15 officers.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the commission?
I have a question. The Community Police Service Division major events.
Yes, sir.
Do we get any kind of notification of what's going on? Because I've never seen any of these things, and some of them I'd love to be a part of.
Okay, we can certainly do that if the commission would like to be notified of these community events.
Yeah, some of the things that I get invited to or get notified of certainly wouldn't hurt. It would actually be good to put the police commission on copy, and they can pick and choose what they might want to stop by or at least be aware of what's happening.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yes, sir, will do, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay.
I give a lot of credit to the community policing division. I go to these different events. They're every place. They really are. And I know that they just, it's much appreciated by the members of the public to have them there. So kudos. Okay, if there's no more questions, that'll bring us to the administrative report. Deputy Chief Lepore.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Commissioners.
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good evening.
For the administrative report for our grant and inspections unit, the DUI had 18 grant hires for the month of August. Sorry, typo there. For a total of 161 hours work. They conducted 19 field sobriety tests, leading to 19 DUI arrests. Officers made 112 car stops and issued 104 infraction tickets during those 161 hours of work. For speed and aggressive driving, they had 88 grant hires for the month of, again, August. For a total of 527 hours, officers made 734 car stops and issued 672 infraction tickets. Both the DUI and speed and aggressive driving grants expired the first week of September. They're usually over like right after Labor Day. So they were going to be doing the reporting for this month, and then next year's will be applied for upon notice from the state, which usually comes up the end of September, beginning of October. Lieutenant continually monitors funding opportunities for state and federal grants. So anything that's coming up, he's keeping an eye out for. Staff inspections, the Special Services Divisional inspection is scheduled for this week of September 16th, and he'll be doing that, and then he'll have the report probably by the end of the month. Our crime scene unit, they had 101 persons fingerprinted, 15 were for pistol permits. 33 cases for DVD and or photos, 22 cases processed for evidence. In 93 patrol cases processed for camera or photograph downloads. Conducted 2 background investigations for massage therapists, both for the Coco Health Spa. And then 5 solicitor permits were requested for Limitless Management Company. We had 2 pawn broker precious metal permits requested for Hat City Prawn, and CSI did not have any crime scene deployments during the month of August. For professional standards, completed and submitted a request for proposal for the promotional exam for the rank of sergeant and lieutenant. The written test is tentatively scheduled for the end of February 2025, with the assessment center scheduled for the first week of March 2025. We had 1 additional intern, that applicant that was processed and vetted. She will begin her internship upon the course approval from her school. Lieutenant also assisted Corporation Counsel with 1 investigation that was brought against the city of Norwalk. Body and dashboard cameras system, we had no issues or malfunctions at this time. We had 48 requests for case videos, 7 discs burned with videos, and 24 electronic shares with Stanford Court. The required annual training of all sworn personnel was conducted throughout the month of August. And Axon Software Auto Tagging Performance went live August 5th and is working very well. For accreditation, directives are being updated with policies changes in accordance with state mandated changes, and they will be completed and distributed hopefully by month's end. And we're just for accreditation, we also continually collecting proofs for CALIA standards and compliance for our annual audit.
Mayor, you're muted.
I know, I'm muted.
Okay.
Any comments from the commission? That was a very good report, Deputy
Excellent
Chief Lepore.
Thank you.
This shows how wide range of talent in our police department and all the different things we're called upon to do. You know, I would encourage anybody who hasn't gone through the Civilian Police Academy to consider doing so, because you really, really learn a lot and you really realize all the things the police department does. You know, they're just not out there on patrol and they're just not out there arresting people. They're out there doing so many other things that tend to the professionalism of our department, keeps our community safe, gets out there and gets involved with the public. And, you know, it's just really, really great to see.
Mayor, just 1 point to Deputy Chief Lepore's report. The Axon Performance system that we onboarded after with this new operation budget actually links our next gen system with the body cam system. So when we conduct our body cam audits, we assure that there's a body cam for every single call for service. So it bridges a link between our dispatch and our body cam. So it makes our audits easier.
That's amazing. The technology that's available today, and kudos to the chief and for the other members of the department that research that technology and takes it makes the police officer safer, it makes the public safer, and it just makes things so much easier to analyze and look at. So again, thank you. Commissioners, any comments or?
I want to thank Deputy Chief Lepore. Thank you so much for a good report. Really appreciate that. There's a lot there.
Yes, I agree. Thank you.
So now I believe that, Chief, you were going into executive session for the applicant interviews. I know the commissioners have had a chance to look at their backgrounds.
Yes,
then we're going to come back.
Yes, yes, you are right. Executive session to interview the 2 candidates.
Okay, we'll meet you in executive session, commissioners and department.
Did we get that forwarded to us?
Yes, in your email.
Okay.
If not, we can make sure you see it.
Yep, please do.
Okay, the time is now 7 p.m. We're back in public session. During executive session, no motions were made and no votes were taken. Do we have any motions relative to the interviews that we conducted in executive session?
Yes, I would like to move the appointment as probationary officer to Amanda Lopez, effective October the 3rd with the Norwalk Police Department.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries. Congratulations, Officer Lopez. We look forward to having you on the department. Is there another motion?
Was that the motion that Commissioner Palladino made? Or do I make?
think
a
it was-
No,
I
Commissioner
think-
Palladino.
Yeah, I
makes
think
the
it was
motion.
Commissioner Palladino was going to make it.
Yeah,
Okay, you're on mute right now, Commissioner.
Yes, I would like to move the motion forward to, for Officer Nelson for probationary officer, Nog PD.
And that would be effective October 3rd.
Correct. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, Officer Nelson. We look forward to having you on the police department as well. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
you'll serve, you're joining the best police department in the whole country.
Absolutely.
Amen.
No question.
Now, you both are free to leave
Right.
right now. These can be rather boring the rest of the time, so you don't have to stick around, but we'll see you on October 3rd for the swearing in.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
thank you, and
Well,
congratulations.
before you leave, would you either of you like to say anything?
I'll say thank you so much, all. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you so much for your time, everyone. It was my pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay.
Welcome
Thank you.
aboard.
You too.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you both.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is tuition reimbursement for Lieutenant Sophia Galino. Chief?
Yes, Lieutenant Galino submitted a application for tuition reimbursement. She currently has a BA in psychology, master's courses of study being pursued, MA in social work, current school, Sacred Heart University, degree sought, master's degree. She's asking for reimbursement for 3 courses: social work, general practice, general field practical, seminar 1, general field practical, seminar 2. 9 credits at $840 a credit, $7,560 plus associated fees, $8,725. 50% reimbursement would be $4,362.50. Prior approval for these reimbursements and these courses was given at the meeting in January of 2022 Police Commission. I have that approval here in the application. I have the grades that were all 3 A's and the receipt of payment attached to the application, sir. So everything appears to be in order.
And if I'm correct, it looks to me like Lieutenant Galino, you're carrying a GPA of 4.0.
Yes, sir, I am. Thank you.
Congratulations. That's quite impressive.
Thank you, Mayor.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So I move. Are you ready for that motion?
Yep, I am.
Okay. I move approval of the tuition reimbursement for Lieutenant Galino in the amount of $4,362.50.
You can take your whole family to dinner. Any further comment or question? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Congratulations. Now, a motion needed for the tuition reimbursement for Officer Michael McCary.
I move that tuition reimbursement for Officer Michael McCary.
Chief?
Yes, Commissioner Officer Macari, as we all know, aggressive student pursuing his master's at Sacred Heart University, master's in public administration. He has submitted 4 courses for reimbursement. Summer 1, 2024 semester law, society and ethics, fundraising for nonprofits. Summer course 2, 2024 communications and crisis management, and his capstone seminar. 12 credits, $904 of credits, $11,280, $195 in fees. $11,475 total. He is asking for a reimbursement of 50% of $5,737.50. These courses had pre-approval for reimbursement on the April 15th, 2024 meeting. He has attached his receipt in the package. His grades are all 3 A's and 1 B. And everything appears to be in order for his reimbursement.
Okay, any further discussion or questions or comments?
I have a question. If we go for, I'm just trying to understand the registration fee. I'm seeing 115 on the next page. Is that incorrect, or maybe you can help me understand that?
There's a library fee and a graduate student fee of $40 each. So the 80 plus the 115 is 195.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay, if there's no further discussion, all in favor?
aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries unanimously. That brings us to tuition reimbursement for Officer Benjamin Coase. Who's going to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we'll bring that forward. Chief?
Officer Benjamin Coase.
Yes,
Okay.
Officer Benjamin Coase, as we all know, is a fairly new officer. He currently holds a bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a minor in intelligence analysis. He's attending State University of New York at Albany. He is pursuing Masters of Business Administration and concentration in cybersecurity. The 4 courses that he is applying for are accounting for managers, operations management, topics in business law, organizational behavior, and managerial skills. 12 credits at $625 a credit is $7,500. Fees, $3,208.50 for a total of $10,708.50. 12 credits reimbursement at 50% will be $5,354. He has his receipt from University of Albany. He has his grades, which are all sufficient. And in March of 2023, he had previous approval for these courses.
So I have a question on so the late fees noted, they're not included in that amount. Is that right?
No, it doesn't appear they are.
No.
They are, yes, they are included in that amount, and we don't reimburse late fees.
Okay, so that would be
minus $150.
minus $150.
My other issue is that when did he apply for course approval for these 4 courses? He was hired on the 30th of March.
There was something in the back that he wrote to the commission.
That's his application for course approval.
Yeah.
Which did not come before us until now.
It says it was approved on August 23rd. And he's got the 4 courses that he has requesting reimbursement for.
Well, I don't remember that, and it's not on here that it was approved and what date we approved it. It just shows it.
Well, we can look at the minutes of August, no? The August minutes that we just read.
Let me see.
Yes, it appears that Officer Coase has not. So I think that this may have to be tabled until he gets proper approval.
Yeah.
So maybe we could have the approval and the authorization at the next meeting.
Yeah, I don't know why he would have written, or somebody would have written that it would have approved on August 23rd.
Yeah, that's what led to my confusion also. So
Okay.
we'll get this clarified and we'll.
All right, so I'll take a motion to table it.
Okay.
I move to table this application for reimbursement and the tuition reimbursement application.
And also we'll take the late fees out and add it up,
And to
right?
remove reimbursement for the late fees.
Right. So motion to table is not debatable. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Chief, next item is drop plan request.
Yes, Officer Corey Vento has applied for entering the drop plan effective on December 1st, 2024. I have the package here, notice of election to drop. And the numbers run by Mr. Dossimo.
Yep.
He
I see
does
it.
qualify for the drop plan per the contract, and everything does, appear in order.
So he'll be, wow, already he's going to be leaving next year?
No,
No,
no.
2020,
November-
2029.
Yeah,
What's that say? Date of retirement? Oh, because he's retiring effective, but then he's working until the 29, until 29.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because I see that up here, date of retirement, 12/1/24. Okay, any questions from the commission? Seeing none, all in favor? Oh, somebody has to move it.
I move approval of the drop plan for Officer Corey Bento,
Okay, and
effective 11/30/2029. Begins 12/1/2020.
well, unbelievable, he's been here over 20 years already.
It's unbelievable. I've been here too long.
Any further discussion or questions?
I have none.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Chief?
yes, complimentary letters. The first one's from Lisa and Commissioner Ronald Palladino. Mayor Rilling, I'm writing to this note to express our immense gratitude and appreciation for the outstanding service demonstrated by Norwalk, Connecticut EMS, paramedics, firefighters, and police officers on Tuesday, August at 4:11 p.m. at her home. Horrified to find that her husband had fallen on the ground after he had taken a 16-foot fall from the roof of our house. And she dialed 911. The EMS response time was quick. The compassion exhibited by the team was comforting, and the care they provided to my husband was absolutely was first class. We are profoundly grateful to our first responders for their dedication, sacrifice, and commitment to protecting us and our community.
Commissioner Palladino, would you like to comment on that letter?
Yeah, I certainly would. I mean, I can't say enough good. As it states, I fell about 16 feet off of the roof, backwards, head first. Oh my God. Don't know how I'm still here today, but thankfully I am. And I told the first thing my wife came out, I said, don't call 911. I thought I was gonna drive myself.
Oh gosh.
My body told me a whole different story. And when I heard those sirens and saw the first responders, it was like the greatest thing. I can't tell you. And everybody was so professional, and I am just so grateful to live in Norwalk and have these amazing people that do whatever it takes to help and just make you feel comforted, and everything they did for me and my wife, and really appreciate it. Mayor Rilling, your phone call the next day really speaks to the leader and the father and the husband and the person that you are, and everybody else. And I really appreciate Chief Walsh helping me. He sent Lieutenant Galeo to get me the information so that I could be part of the hiring of the new officers. And I do appreciate that, and she was amazing to speak to, and like I said, the more I'm involved in this police department, it's a great police department. It really is probably the best, and I am proud to be a part of it. I can't tell you how proud I am.
Very glad to hear, and those words were very special. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're glad you're here too. You ever
We
watch
are.
Two and a Half Men?
No.
Oh, okay, because there's a famous line in there. Next time, call the guy. Why didn't you call the guy?
Yeah.
Because I can do it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
My wife said, "Don't go up on the roof." I said, "Don't worry about it. I'm going."
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
anymore. I hope not. I hope you've learned your lesson. I mean, you've been blessed.
No doubt. Thank you.
We're all thankful for a great outcome
Yes.
and to have you aboard, Ron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you all.
There,
Okay, Chief, we have another one here.
Yes, this came off the Kalia public comment.
Oh.
Section. The Norwalk Police are an exceptional group of men and women. I have no affiliation to the department, only respect and gratitude. The department has always been helpful when I needed assistance, whether on the road or just passing by. Their representation throughout the community during events is very important. Norwalk is a very diverse community, and having the Norwalk Police Department present during Pride events is very important, especially during these times. I can tell you as an older senior citizen, also a gay woman, that the Norwalk Police Department makes me feel safe and protected in our town. I'm grateful and thankful for our police department. I'm thankful Norwalk has a diverse police department too. Thank you to everyone who is involved in the police department, as I feel safe and protected under your watch. Bravo.
I think that says it all.
yes,
Nice to hear.
Very
That's-
nice.
yes.
Very nice.
Excellent.
Okay, well, the next meeting is scheduled for October 21st at 4:15. If we have a short agenda for the traffic authority. And I will entertain a motion to
I
adjourn.
move for adjournment.
Wow. We are, okay, all in favor?
Hi,
Bye.
We are adjourned at 7:17. Thank you.
all right.
Good
Good
night.
Thank you all again.
So,
Good night.
so
Thank
long.
you.